in a world where two geeks return. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We're back after a failed attempt last week at recording.
We tried.
Boobs tend to hurt.
Yeah, I couldn't drive.
How are you, by the way?
I am good. The boobs are fine. They healed nicely. There's no more surgical tape over the ends. That took forever to get off.
Oh, I bet.
Okay, people say that duct tape is really strong. Surgical tape is a bitch. It took me 4 days and multiple hot showers and like 10 minutes peeling the tape off the incision. It took so long.
You're lucky I wasn't there because I would have just been like, okay, we'll do it.
No, I was so afraid because I didn't want to like... He put in like dissolvable stitches. And I really didn't want to like rip any of them out. So I was like peeling very slowly off. I was like, this kind of hurts. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah.
Ow. Okay.
There were so many pieces on there. It's like, I hate you so much, doctor. But now it's been like it's like been 14 days or something. And I went in for a checkup and I have to start moving them around.
And like to get them to set?
I have to make sure. Okay, what they do with saline implants is they have to scrape the muscle off the bone of your ribs, and they create a pocket, and they stick the implant into the pocket, and they fill it up with saline. So right now he has to make sure that the muscles don't contract and push the implants upward. So I have to make sure the pockets stay open, like the pockets are still loose. So I have to move the implants around. And it feels really weird because when I push, I can feel the implant move. It feels so weird, and I would let you push on it, but you can't feel it. Like
you have to feel it on the inside.
Yeah, like how it feels on the inside, and it just feels really weird.
Are they still hard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good God.
Yeah. Yeah, he just poked my boob.
Yeah, I just poked her boob.
Yeah, but some places are like still numb because I guess the nerves are like traumatized. But he said that would go away. He said it's fine.
The feeling will come back. Don't worry. What's the point of these new boobs? I can't feel it when.
Well, no, I mean I can feel like I just can't feel all of it. Like there are certain like spots that are numb.
Like if someone pricked it with a needle.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to feel it.
Wow.
It feels really weird, but yeah, that's why I'm.
You're still technically in the healing process.
Technically speaking, yeah.
Is this like what, week 2?
Today is Wednesday, so
it'll be 2 weeks
Friday.
This Friday.
Yep.
And it takes 3 to 4 to heal completely?
Something like that. Yeah, and then it takes like 3 months to a year for them to drop in place, and it's just a pain in the ass. But
new bra shopping.
Yeah.
So, but do you like them so far?
I do like them. Day 4, I did not like them. I was so unhappy. I was so pissed off.
Well, earlier before recording this podcast, we went out and did geek errands.
Yes, we did.
Like she bought a whole bunch of models for the Starship Enterprise and
the Millennium Falcon,
and a Gundam figure, which I'm so jealous of. I really wanted to get a Gundam figure.
I kind of want to get the one that's like $90, but
the huge one, yeah.
But I bet
that one you'd need to get a stand for because the ones that come with the kits are, for some reason, they're just not strong enough to hold it up when you're done. You have to get one of those other ones.
I would totally do it. And
no, I would too. I just, the price, $90, is kind of steep.
I was going to drop $150 on a Lego set. I dropped $70 on one already yesterday.
Just for an X-Wing.
Yep.
Should have just went all out and got the Millennium Falcon one.
I probably should have.
But it's probably not going to be... Well, the only thing that the Legos have over the actual model is that with the Lego set, you can like take it apart and it comes with little figures.
Yeah, but I have 4 little figures right now already because that's what the...
Who's in the X-Wing?
Let's see. You have R2, you have R5, you have a Jedi, and then you have one of the bad guys.
Okay, like a Stormtrooper bad guy, or
no, not a Stormtrooper bad guy.
X-Wing. Did it say which Star Wars?
I'm sure it did, but I didn't read them.
You probably have Luke.
I was more entertained by R2. I was like, and you're gonna go right here. I don't care about anyone else, but they have like a lightsaber and everything.
Yeah, I saw in the pictures.
And it's super cool.
I'm gonna steal one of your one or two of those photos, and I'm gonna put them in the 2 Geeks.
Oh yeah.
Random
I thought
pictures.
about putting them up, but I figure I'll just make like an entire album of like geeky model stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want the Star Destroyer Lego one. You have to Google it because it looks so cool.
Does it open up or what?
I don't even know. But no, seriously, go to Toys R Us.
Oh,
I'm making him do it right now, guys. Go to Toys R Us.
Link in the description.
And then go to Legos and then Star Wars under that. It looks so badass. Like, way better than the Millennium Falcon.
I'm just gonna search Star Destroyer.
Go ahead. That works too.
I should have put Lego on that too.
There you
Lego
go.
Star Wars, Star Destroyer.
Right there. It
Holy crap, that does
looks
look awesome.
Badass. Okay, for $400, it looks amazing.
Jesus Christ, $3.99. And it's oh yeah, that's pretty big. That's what she said.
Isn't it awesome?
Let's see, you get Darth Vader, a droid, looks like a pilot, and you even get a little tiny
Yeah. See,
escape pod.
it's either I want that one or I want the Death Star, but the Death Star isn't really as cool as that is.
That
is,
does, like, that's something I'd want on my shelf.
That's
That looks
badass.
awesome. That looks awesome.
I would probably
it's just
take
sleek.
I'd probably take like epoxy or something and like put it over it to make it last for forever. Isn't that cool?
That is awesome.
No wonder.
Now that I see it,
Yeah.
Shit, I want
See,
it.
that's what I was comparing everything that I saw to. I was like, I really want that.
That doesn't look very hard to make either. It looks like it's just because these pieces on the top look like they're just one big piece. I could be wrong, but they look like it's just one big piece. It's just like there's stuff in the middle that has to be put together.
Yeah, but you can see that there's a gap in between, so you have to build all
There's
that
something
in.
inside, yeah.
Yeah, you have to build all that in.
There has to be a place for you to put the figures in, so.
Probably.
I wonder if it shows images. Oh, just the box.
It looks so cool. How many inches is it? It says so in that teeny tiny little thing. I just can't read it.
48 inches long.
Okay, dude, that's over 3 feet.
That's 4 feet. Exactly.
That's a small child. That's fucking huge. Okay, now I really want it. It's for 16 years and up.
Dude, I want it. I just want to put it on my wall.
Isn't that cool?
That is awesome.
I really want it. Okay, when Steven asks what to get me for anniversary, that's what I want.
The Lego Star Destroyer.
That's what I want. Okay.
I want to help build it.
That's what I want.
Or at least if I can't help, I at least want to watch.
Of course.
My camera has time lapse. I'll time lapse that shit. That would be fun.
It would be so fun. Oh.
We're such geeks. I love it.
Well, they don't even know that we were going to also go to a comic book store today.
Yeah, afterwards we're planning to we're going to look up graphic novels, then go to probably one of the only comic book stores on this side of town.
We used to have 3 in town, but one closed down.
Was that the one?
It's like Rocket Comics or something.
Yeah, I remember that place. I've been in there once, and that was the last. I think that's the place that has the Spider-Man mural on the side of it.
I don't even know. Like, it's not even open anymore. And the one that Future Visions is like so far away.
That's the one on W Street?
It's past W Street. It's by Hula Moon. It's like way the frick down
that
Alphabet
is.
Way.
Yeah. And I don't like those alphabet streets anyways.
My mommy told me never go down the alphabet streets. It's dangerous.
It is. That's why I don't like going down there. I used to work when I worked at AT&T. I had a friend there named Cooper. Mm-hmm. He was on his way to work and he got off at the wrong exit going through the interstate heading downtown. He ended up in the alphabet streets because the AT&T is on Garden Street. You can get there if you could take H Street down, but H Street goes like right by Lakeview and everything. So he was at a stoplight, not a stoplight, like a stop sign, and he went to put his cigarette out in the little ashtray thingy, and all of a sudden, and he had his windows rolled down, which was a stupid move anyways if you're driving that side of town. All of a sudden, he gets pulled out of the car with a guy with a knife, and he had to fight the guy to get back into his car and drive away, and he shows up at work with like cuts on his arm, and he's like, yeah, I'm sorry I'm late, I just got mugged, and my car almost stolen. And then, and this is why I really don't like AT&T, I don't work for them anymore, so I don't care. I'm going to say it. The managers brought him into the office, and just because he was late by 15 minutes. They were saying he made up the whole mugging thing to be an excuse for being late. And I'm just like, just so that they won't have to pay him for those 15 minutes and then pay for him to go to the hospital. They did not want to do any of that. So he sat there with an HR person arguing with him that he's making it all up. Like, oh yeah, he completely cut himself just so that they'll pay for 15 minutes of work.
That's stupid.
Yeah. He said he sat in there for an hour before they finally said, okay, you're telling the truth. You can go to the hospital now. That's AT&T. That's exactly how they treat the employees. Exactly the same way they treat the customers.
I have a friend who lives in who used to live in Mayfair. I don't know if you know where Mayfair is.
Yeah.
Okay. But I have another friend and his girlfriend where she heard some popping noises and she thought that it was gunfire, which is not unusual for Mayfair.
Yeah, no.
And the boyfriend rolled over and he's like, it's probably just fireworks. And she was still freaking out. And he's like, okay, if it's not fireworks, it's too far away to care.
Yeah.
And it's like that. He's just so used to it because it's like, doesn't even faze him anymore. It's like, yeah, it could be gunfire, but it's too far away to care. I mean, unless it's like right outside, I really don't care.
That's when it's just like, it's just a little bit down the street. Just don't go outside for like, I don't know, an hour.
Yeah.
We'll be good.
When I would go into Mayfair to visit my friend Bryce, he doesn't live there anymore. It was like a year or so ago. I didn't know I was in Mayfair.
Oh,
but
good God.
He told me to like drive down on these streets, and there was this guy who was walking really, really slow in the middle of the road. Like really slow. And I couldn't get around him because he was like dead in the middle.
Yeah.
And Bryce was like, yeah, he was probably trying to get you to slow down to the point where they could get into your car. And I was like, well, that's comforting. He's like, yeah, never stop at this stop sign. Just do like a rolling stop because guys...
That's probably what the stop sign that Cooper was at.
It's because guys will actually stand there and like try to get into your car.
Yeah, no, God, I forget where it was. This probably is. It's on that same side of town though. The Angela girl that I used to know, when she was trying to get some drugs, she would frequent the area, and it's literally like I don't know how to make an analogy for this, but she drives into the neighborhood and it's obviously projects, just like windows boarded up. I swear I saw like a chalk outline of somebody somewhere. I don't know. Just we drive down the street and she just slows down like to a snail's crawl. Next thing I know, one guy jumps onto the hood, sits there, doesn't do anything, doesn't acknowledge us at all. He just sits there. I'm in the passenger seat and she's driving. Then 3 guys literally jump into the back, close the door, and then she just keeps rolling. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, what the? Are we gonna get mugged? What the hell is going on? And she's just sitting there like nothing's going on. And all 3 guys in the back just immediately go, so what do you want? You want some crack? You want some pot? What do you want? What you looking for? I got a good bud. It's like, slow down. Let me hear.
Yeah.
I'm not the one buying, but you know, yeah. Like, speak it English.
Yeah.
And then she's just like, no, just want some of the rag and maybe a little bit of coke. Okay, and then they do the transaction. And then she goes to the end of the street, which is that ends in a cul-de-sac, dead end. And she turns around, comes back to where they jumped in. They all jump out. The guy in the hood jumps off, walk in different directions. And then we just drive out of it. And I'm just like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I feel like driving out of there, every time we went there, I feel like driving out, I feel like I've been an accomplice to a murder or something. Like, I just feel that bad being in that neighborhood. Like, if I were there by myself, yeah, you're not gonna come out of there okay.
Well, I didn't think anything of it when I first went there. I didn't even know where I was, so.
That sounds like a horror story in itself.
Well, no, it didn't bother me. I guess I don't know. I was just like, well, why is this person walking so slow? It's dangerous to walk in the middle of the road.
No, it's dangerous to get near him and stop. It's like, you're fearing for his life. You'd be fearing for yours.
I guess I'm just like naive like that. I don't think. I don't know. It didn't bother me.
Once I see a lot of if I'm around town with friends and then I start seeing neighborhoods where tall grass, people sitting on doorstops, and a lot of cars with huge rims on them, but shitty houses,
or like no grass,
or no, yeah, or just tire dirt, marks, just tire marks all over the yard,
dirt,
or a house that has like 50 cars in front of it. Then it's like, yeah, I'm in the wrong side of town. When do we leave?
When do we go.
Yeah.
Well, it was dark every time I went, so I couldn't really see the houses very well.
Oh.
So I was just following the GPS wherever it told me to go. I was just like,
There's actually, oh my god, I don't know if it's true or not because I just read it. It might have been a rumor, but there's actually going to be a feature in, I think it was Garmin, that will,
Welcome. Command, please.
cancel. What in her meow sounded like hello? Anyways, that's Ember, by the way, our cat. If you hear meowing or a bell jingling, that's her. It's going to be a feature where it will, you'll have the option to, when it plots your route, to avoid ghetto neighborhoods. Like, what it does, essentially what it's going to do is it's going to, wherever you are, it's going to look up a, like, crime rating for that city. And any places that have a high crime rating, it will avoid.
that's cool.
And I'm just like, people were saying like, oh, that's racist or blah blah blah. I'm like, no, that's safety. I don't care if it's ghetto, whatever. It's if I have a high risk of getting mugged or carjacked in this neighborhood and then not getting out of there, I don't want to drive through your neighborhood. I'm sorry, you might live there, but
It's most definitely abuse in Chicago.
yeah, and Detroit.
Yeah.
No offense to anyone who's listening from there. Just
No, I mean, it's dangerous.
it is, and
Gotta be careful.
that's why people have to carry like things to protect themselves
Concealed
with.
weapons.
Yeah. What are you so afraid of? Not a fucking
Oh
thing.
God, that was hilarious. I aspire to be that old lady. Dear God.
Yeah. If any of you guys haven't seen that, I think I'll post it on the Two Geeks.
You should.
On the
She
Two
is
Geeks.
awesome.
It was a newspaper clipping from Michigan, Minnesota.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was a northern state, and it was a state trooper. He pulled over this nice little old lady. She looks like someone that would bake you cookies,
She
you know?
does. She's
And then he looks at her license and registration, and it says that she has a concealed
Carry permit.
She's like, do you have any weapons on you? She's like, yeah, I've got a 45 in the glove box. And he's like, okay. Do you have any others? He's like, yeah, I got a 9mm Glock in the center console. It's like, okay, any more? And she's like, I have a 38 special
in my
handbag. It's like, that thing's a huge gun. That is a huge revolver. And she's got it in her handbag. And the officer's like, man, what are you so afraid of? And she goes, not a fucking thing. And it's like, would be you.
I want to be that old woman so much.
That's like coolest granny ever.
I know, right? Not a fucking thing.
And then there's, what was it? It was someone else. But it's like, because me and Michael were talking about it at work, and we were thinking, it's like, if she were to fire that gun, the 38 special, you'd think it would hurt her. But I'm like, well, she probably goes to the range a lot if she's got all those guns.
Probably.
But I said, I feel like if I asked her, like if she fired that gun and she'd hurt herself, I have a feeling her response would be, yeah, okay, the kickback might hurt me, but you'd be dead.
Yeah.
That would be her response. I know for a fact that's how how that conversation would go.
She's gosh. Amazing little old people never cease to amaze me.
Yeah.
They just don't. We should probably do the comments.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get to the comments. That was a pretty good first section since we missed or segment since we missed last week.
Well, we actually didn't have very many comments. Believe it or not.
Last week was pretty slow, but we had email and we got a good response with the this or that.
We did. I'm trying to read them and see if there was any questions inside the comments.
Oh, thank you, Mike, for clarifying. So the drinking age is 18.
Oh, well.
Over there. Christopher Eccleston
was the first one.
Was the 9th Doctor.
Yeah.
And it's Graham Norton.
Yeah.
You are our go-to man.
Yes, you are.
Okay, we got some this
and I would
that.
totally watch Doctor Who with Lenny while eating chocolate. That's just,
of course,
that would be amazing.
We'll save all the this and this or that for. We'll do all of them in one whole slump. We got questions in the email though.
Yes, we did. We got one from Lenny.
I don't think we got any questions in the.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
We got some this or that's. Okay, so let's go to the emails then.
The email. Okay.
Here we go.
He had a question for you.
Why did you doubt so long at that question, porn star or actress? Okay. I hesitated. Okay, yes, because like what you said, I'm basically giving up porn star sex. Okay, sex. Yeah, sex is great. Just I don't know. I don't like. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'll watch porn just like everybody else on this planet, aside from Christians.
Okay.
If you can't get the sarcasm in that, then I'm sorry, but no, yeah, I watch porn. I have a few favorite porn stars that I can mention by name. Not going to, but if I'm going to actually sleep with somebody, I do have a preference over the actual sexual experience, which is basically the looks. Like, yeah, sex is great, but go ahead and internet slap me if you want. I'd like to be with somebody than just sleep with them. So like an actress is somebody that I know other than just the sex part. Because the porn stars, you know their sex life. Actresses, you don't know the sex life. You just know how they are and stuff. So I'd go with an actress because I know her more.
Okay.
That's my reasoning why I had to hesitate.
Okay, and Lenny wanted to know why I like Xbox. I like the controller for Xbox better than I do for PS3.
This is true.
Any PlayStation. The Xbox controller fits better in my hand than the PlayStation controller does. It's more difficult for me to operate a PlayStation controller.
Yeah, well, poor thing. We tried to let her play. What was it? Red Dead Redemption's. What was it? It was a zombie mode. I forgot what it was called. It was where it was all zombies and she couldn't, like, a zombie pulled her off the horse and killed her immediately.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. It was too difficult to operate the controller mechanism.
Is it just the positioning of the analog sticks?
It's the positioning of the analog sticks and the having to use the trigger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the Xbox controller has triggers.
Yeah, but you don't have to use like them frequently.
Oh,
hardly
okay.
ever. Lenny also addressed a question to you about, do you have something against Apple/Mac?
Do I have something? No, honestly, I don't have any issues against them. They're great machines, don't get me wrong, just I'm just very used to Windows. It's hard for me to break it.
Okay, if you're going from a position from like a phone aspect, I don't like the fact that there's no battery to pop out, because my phone freezes frequently and my solution is to pop out the battery.
Yeah.
And you can't do that with an iPhone.
With an iPhone, that's true. Also, I don't like... I'm not knocking on the iPhone's design, because I think the operating system, the Apple operating system they have on those devices, including the iPad, they're very sleek, they're very smooth as far as how they work. They're not as buggy as Android. But then when you go to Android, you're exchanging the fact that it's more user controlled. You can do a lot more with it as far as customizing it. But just the design of the iPhone with the glass and I've seen so many people come into the store and they have iPhones, but then like the front is shattered or the back is shattered or it's cracked or something. And it's a quick fix. They could get them fixed at the store, but still it's like that whole thing that just even sitting on it wrong will crack your screen because of the glass. I'm just like, why can't they use something else? But I think it's because the glass is more receptive.
Probably.
So I don't know. It's something with the design. I just not a big fan.
I'm too hard on my phones to have something that expensive. I'm just like, no, it's not gonna happen.
Unless they can have a phone that is made to come apart into a million pieces and come back together and work properly, then. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. No, I'm not.
Not really. Okay. Lenny gave us 10 this or that questions.
Okay. Do you want to go first or me?
You can go first.
Okay. So you ask me and then I'll.
Okay. Stealing or starving?
Steal.
Okay. Open world games or mainstream?
Open world.
Facebook or Google Plus?
Facebook.
Skateboarding or roller skates?
Skateboard.
Foo Fighters or Nirvana? Don't mess this one up.
Sorry.
That's what he says.
Yeah, I know. I like both, but I'm sorry. I'm a big Dave Grohl fan, so I have to go with Foo Fighters.
PC gaming or console gaming?
PC. That's not me.
There was some sort of interference.
Okay, whatever.
Okay. First person shooter or third person?
First person.
Belgium or Holland?
Belgium.
Don't screw this one up.
Belgium. Yeah.
Saints Row or Grand Theft Auto?
Fuck. Grand Theft Auto.
Okay, movies or series?
Series.
Okay.
Series. All right.
I
Ready?
have issues with some of these questions though, because
You don't know them?
no, well, some of them I don't know, but a lot of the times I can't choose. I'll have to say it when you go through them.
All right. And again, we're not explaining these. If you want to know, ask us in the comments why we chose these. So Liz's turn. Ready? And stealing or starving?
Stealing.
Open world games or mainstream games?
Open world.
Facebook or Google Plus?
Facebook, because I don't know what Google Plus is.
Oh shit. Skateboards or roller skates?
I can't do either.
Okay, well, which would you prefer? Like, if you could, which one would you rather know how to do?
I guess skateboarding, because I have a fear of roller skates.
Awesome. Okay. Foo Fighters or Nirvana?
I know that Lenny likes the Foo Fighters the best, and so does Steven, but I kind of like Nirvana.
Oh! We've got a misfit over here.
I know.
PC gaming or console gaming?
Console.
First-person shooter or third-person shooter?
Third person.
Belgium or Holland?
Belgium.
Duh.
I don't like the wooden shoes, man.
Clogs? You don't like clogs? They make great weapons. Saints Row or GTA?
I haven't played either of them. I don't like racing games.
They're not racing. They're open world.
Well, I know, but Grand Theft Auto, you still have to
Yeah,
race the
it's mainly
cars,
driving, yeah.
And I don't like driving games. I used to think, I can't explain it, never mind.
Yeah. Okay, we're going with neither on that one.
Yeah, neither.
Okay. Movies or series?
It depends what mood I'm in,
Fair enough.
because I like them both, but it really depends how long I want to sit there.
Or for me, I guess it also depends on what it is. Because sometimes movies are better than series and vice versa.
Yep. And I really enjoy series.
I do too.
And I'll sit there and I'll watch the entire thing in just one day.
We've got another this or that, and it came from Music Navy Reed in the comments. I think there's only a few of them on this one. Let me find them. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's only 4 questions.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'll go first again.
Hold on.
There. Start right here.
Sex or Minecraft?
Okay, hang on. Oh, wow. I have to think about this one. No, sex.
That's a good answer.
Sex.
Food or water?
Food.
MySpace or Facebook?
Oh, what's MySpace? God, no. I remember MySpace. Facebook. I choose Facebook.
YouTube or Podomatic?
Ooh. YouTube. Not gonna explain why, you have to ask, but YouTube, definitely.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Sex or Minecraft?
Sex.
Especially with who you're with. Food or water?
Food.
MySpace or Facebook?
Facebook.
YouTube or Podomatic?
YouTube.
Awesome.
Did we answer the exact same thing?
Yes, we did. And this is why we're the hosts of 2 Geeks and 1 Mic.
Even though I don't feel very nerdy for picking sex over Minecraft, but hey, man, I got needs.
Yeah. Especially
Sorry,
you.
Sorry, guys.
So.
I'm very needy.
But you, if anything, you saw how long it took for me to actually have it.
It took you a while.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta think about this.
No,
sex,
I don't have to think about it.
It's like, well, Tiffany listens to these. No, yeah, it'd still be sex. It's just, I'm not gonna explain. I was about to go off on this thing. I'm not gonna explain. You're gonna have to ask, and I'll tell you in the next one.
Oh dear.
You threw me for a loop with that one, Tatsu. Shit. You know what? That would be a good this or that. The if anyone can think of anything, think of this or that is sex or something else. And
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
or something along those lines, something intriguing like that. But yeah, sex or this. What would we prefer sex over? Because I'd like to see if it was something that you would have to be like, I'd like to see something that will make you like have to stop and think about it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
good luck, guys.
Yeah, submit. That's your challenge right there. Submit any other this or that's that you might have. It could be one, it could be a couple. We just do them all at once, and we'll mention it in the next podcast. And if you want to know why we made any choices, leave your questions in the comment section below. You know the deal. But other than that, what's one other thing we're gonna talk about? We saw Chronicle.
We did see Chronicle. That was a badass movie.
It was an amazing. I think that's what X-Men movies should be like, or any superhero movie should be like.
I have to say the exact same thing I told you after. As soon as the movie hit credits and the lights turned on, was that I feel that should have been a prelude to Superman.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how Superman would have gone down if he wasn't from Krypton.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. That's an amazing backstory to a good superhero movie. Like, if they had a sequel, he should be like, I don't know.
I just feel like, it's so Superman though, because it's like they can fly and, there's only ends up being one because of course that's
everything happens,
obviously there's got to be an asshole that screws everything up and goes and kills someone.
Yeah.
And God. Yeah. It was so good.
Sorry if there's any spoilers, but I don't care at this point. It was an amazing movie. You need to go see it if you have not.
I totally like the first-person camera angle, even though they didn't stick through it throughout the entire film. You could tell. Yeah. By some of the angles shot, it's like it was looking through a mirror, but it wasn't. I
think the whoever wrote it and directed, I should know their names because being me, the one that likes to direct and stuff, I should know their names. But I have to give them kudos with how they made it not look like a movie. Yeah.
It felt like a documentary.
Exactly.
Almost.
And I think that's the kicker. Because it's like when I watch like Iron Man, yeah, I'm entertained, but then it's like you have all these cinematic angles and it's like, wow, it's very action packed, but then it's you kind of get detached from the character because you're watching a film. Whereas this way with the whole documentary style, like even in the end, and I'm not going to try not to spoil it, in the end when he like levitated all those cell phones and cameras, and then I'm like, that's genius because now they have all these different angles to jump to and keep it very cinematic, quote unquote, but it's not detaching from because like when it switched to different cameras, you see like the timestamp in one corner, and when it switches to the helicopter view, you have the helicopters like
I really like how they did the effects during the whole epic battle. Yeah, it was just the scene where he blows the hospital room. Yeah. It was like, wow. They
did, whoever did the special effects for that movie, hats off to you because they did an amazing job. Because it's not, the one thing that's really a bitch to edit is when it's a moving shot. Mm-hmm. Nothing is more moving than a handheld. Yeah. So you can't, because you have to track whatever it is. Like, for example, if I was holding a handheld right now and I wanted a bullet hole to go into that wall over there, I'd have to track exactly where it is so that the smoke effect will stay there. Otherwise, it'll move along with the camera. So it's... From a directorial point of view, me watching it, I was blown away. And
it was a really good movie. Like, plot-wise, they did... I would like to know what was in the hole, yes, but that's just because...
It was Meteor. I won the bet. It was Meteor.
I don't know. Now that I've watched the movie, I can see how it would be a meteor. However, I think it would have been cool if it had been like an alien spaceship, But it was so good.
It was very well put together.
It was really good, and I really liked the plot and how the characters were. And
it was one of the best character developments, like the whole first 30 to 45 minutes. One of the best character development parts in any movie I've seen recently. Yeah,
they did a really good job.
You really feel for... Well, he is technically the lead, Andrew. Mm-hmm. He's technically the lead since it starts with him, but then Matt ends up becoming, having to step up towards the end.
You really feel for the character.
And then it's like later on, you're like... Because like towards the end, I was even torn because I'm like, I understand where he's coming from.
It's almost like his actions are justified.
Yeah, but then you're like, but this is going way too far.
It's like, but he needs to calm down a little bit. Anger management.
Yeah. But, it was really, really good. I highly recommend it.
It was really good.
And, I think that's pretty much it. That's all that needs to be said. I really want to go see it again. And it's definitely becoming... Yeah, I'm not even going to get it on DVD. I'm just going to get it on Blu-ray because I know I'm going to want to keep it.
It's worth seeing it twice. And I really don't go into theaters and watch movies twice.
Yeah.
Because I won't pay.
That's huge for her to say.
Yeah.
Considering like the last one that you went to see twice was Avatar. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I drove 3.5 hours to go see that in IMAX twice. Well, again, because I didn't drive to. There's a fly. I didn't drive to Tallahassee the first time.
I'm just glad they didn't like at the last minute go, oh, we're gonna do it in 3D too.
Oh, God.
Thank God they did not do that. I would have been pissed if they did.
Yeah.
But yeah. Go see Chronicle if you have not.
It was so good.
You will not you'll not regret it. And actually I kind of did a rant. I'm not going to lie. I ranted to somebody at movietickets.com.
Why?
Because they like when I purchased tickets from there, after we watched the movie, they send me an email if I wanted to review the movie, and I do. I'm actually one of the top 1,000 reviewer contributors on the site. And one of the reviews that I read on there before I made mine was that he gave it 1 star. And he said, this movie made no sense. This movie, there's like, I don't understand what this movie was trying to accomplish. And I'm like, you're fucking retarded. Like, I wanted to take his name out in my review and actually direct it towards him. But in the end, I just said, if you can't understand this movie, you must be missing half a brain, because it's not hard to follow.
It's not. It's really easy to follow.
It does one of the things that I love as far as, and I said this before, as far as superheroes go, and Kevin Smith even said it. I wish I could quote him, but I don't know exactly what he said. The biggest battle to any superhero is not the ones that he fights physically with like bad guys, or it's the one he has inside. And that's exactly what's going on in the movie, because you see how good and evil sort of.
Yeah, because I wouldn't say that the main character Andrew was necessarily quote unquote
evil. He wasn't.
He was more like
tormented,
troubled. He was a troubled teenage boy that got picked on a lot, and I don't necessarily see it as being like his fault he snapped. I think elements made him snap.
Yeah. And it
just so happened that he had these
abilities
to fight
express
back.
them, yeah.
And then he went totally off the deep end with the apex predator idea.
Yeah, when he like researched more into it.
Yeah, it's like he was justifying his actions.
Yeah, he was finding reason to
go off the deep end. Yeah.
It's like what the my favorite line in any comic book, like my favorite line of all time was from the Joker in Batman. He said it to. Technically, he was saying it to Bruce, who is also Batman, but he said, we're all one. He said, you're no different from me. You're one bad day away from being me.
Yeah.
And that literally is it for any superhero.
Yeah, it's like, it's...
Because then technically he's right, because Batman didn't become Batman, or didn't have this feeling of becoming Batman until his parents got murdered.
Yeah.
So... just one bad day away from going over the deep end. The question is, which side are you going to go? Are you going to go to the side that's going to help somebody, or go to the side where you're just going to maim and destroy and...
Yep.
Overall, it's a good movie.
Well, yeah, but because in the beginning of it, Andrew wanted to do something good. He wanted to do something, like, bigger than himself and, like, help people. You know, he wanted to do something that made a difference, and he wanted to go to Tibet, you know, because it was peaceful. So I don't think that he was a bad guy.
He wasn't. It's just so. like even when the credits started rolling, we were getting ready. I'm like, I really love the movie, the entire story. Just it's like you sort of have this feeling like you wish things would have just went differently.
Yeah.
Like you think I wish his dad just didn't say that one thing, or I wish he would have just run away instead of stayed and talked to his dad.
Yeah, like if he just like left to go to Tibet like he wanted to.
Yeah.
Or
if he even in the end, if he just listened to Matt and they just left and ran away,
just took off.
I'm just like,
they could have taken off together.
Yeah, Matt was being genuine too. And the other guy,
Steven.
Yeah, he was being genuine too. So it's just he was just too far gone at that point.
It was sad. He was just so. Once he blew out the hospital room, it was just
it was it.
It was too far. He couldn't, like, I guess redeem himself.
Yeah, almost. All that pent up aggression just took over.
Yeah.
Or in like, is it the Green Lantern's world? The yellow power or whatever came and took over.
I feel it was good. You feel for the characters though.
You do.
Just like.
If this isn't enough for you guys to want to go see it because you don't understand what the fuck
Yeah.
we're talking about.
No, you gotta go see it.
Go see it. And see it in theaters.
Yes.
Please go see it in theaters.
You need the base for it, like how the sound is.
Yeah.
In order to appreciate it.
Yeah,
It was
this sound is really, really good.
It was loud.
Yeah, it did get loud in that last
There were
part.
times where I had to like cover my ears because it was so loud. It was hurting my head. I was just like, oh my god.
The parts that Tiffany was having problems with, like the high-pitched noises that happened, like when they went into the cave and the camera was picking up all that sound, that's what Tiffany had a hard time because she can't deal with the high-pitched.
High-pitched noises doesn't bother me really as much as like just overly loud sounds. Unless it just hits like white noise. Like screeching. Well, if it hits screeching noises, then it might bother me. If it's
Nails
really
on a
loud.
chalkboard.
That doesn't irritate me as much as chewing foil.
Oh!
Yep.
Oh!
Hurt your teeth, doesn't it?
Oh, God. Why'd you have to go and say that?
Yep.
Shit. But yeah, go see Chronicle.
It's really good.
I don't know how many times I could say it enough. Go see it. Go see it. Go see it. Go see it.
It's worth it.
I think I don't even think I was this excited. Well, no, Chronicle was sort of the same. Well, no, Cloverfield was sort of the same direction as far as the handheld thing. Just
Cloverfield like started it.
yeah.
It really did, but I like Chronicle.
No. It wasn't Cloverfield that started it.
What
What
was it?
started the whole handheld documentary style
Documentary
movies
style?
was, or faux documentary style films was Blair Witch Project.
Oh,
I
well,
believe.
yeah. But everyone quotes Cloverfield.
Yeah, everyone now
Style.
quotes Cloverfield.
But I like Chronicle over Cloverfield.
I do too.
It was just better.
I don't see why no one thought of it before, because it makes sense. Like when I think about it, it makes sense because they have the power to levitate things. So then why not have the character levitate the camera or levitate multiple cameras? So then that beats the reasoning as to, hey, why are there multiple angles? Oh,
Yeah.
he's levitating these cameras. It just fits.
It was a really creative way to incorporate different angles instead
Yeah.
of just like a straight on shot.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, I can see how some people might not understand what's going on, like during parts where there's a lot of shaking, but it wasn't very distracting.
It wasn't, and you kind of like ended up, if you really focus on it, you like go into the movie itself, so you understand why it's shaking because the person's running for their life.
Yeah.
So
or they're falling from the sky
Yeah.
or something. It's just like, what do you need to see? They're falling from the sky.
yeah, it's like you're falling with them almost.
Yeah.
It's really.
I like how you're like, watch an airplane come by.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, called it.
I know. There were so many things like I was anticipating, and I did call the airplane. I was just like, no, don't, like the lightning. I knew that was coming. I was just like, no, don't do it. Damn it, he did it. Oh, there are things
That part
like,
sucked. I knew it was gonna happen, but I didn't know that he would die. I thought maybe he'd get hurt really bad.
I knew it. As soon as he killed the spider, you knew it. I was just like, that sucks. It was just like the moment where you like let go like a really aggravated sigh where you just know that something's gonna happen. And the airplane thing, I was just like, no, don't do it. I don't want him to die so soon. No, don't do it.
That'd be a horrible way to go
To
too.
start the
Just
movie, yeah. Someone dies right off the bat. It was really good, and it was one of the better movies I've seen lately.
Is just really creative. So I gave it a full rating, whatever the highest rating is. And even I think when I checked Rotten Tomatoes, which normally is very critical on movies, they gave it like an 80, is like 87, 80. It was close to 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is high.
I would agree with that.
For that kind of a movie. From Rotten Tomatoes anyways. But yeah, I think next, we're cutting out Underworld off the list.
Yeah, it got some pretty gnarly reviews.
Yeah. And you said like some amateur filmmakers were
like from Sweden or something.
Yeah. I was so upset that, well, I wasn't upset. I was like so afraid that Uwe Boll was directed it when you said that it's some Swedish guy or whatever. I really don't like his movies.
They say that if you're looking for like a continuation of the story, it's not the best movie to go see because it does not.
Really?
Yeah, it's if you go in to watch the movie just to watch it, and you don't go in expecting it to follow the story,
previous?
Then you will enjoy it.
Oh, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's not going to answer any questions, which means I don't think your theory is going to hold up.
That kind of sucks then, because it's like the whole point in making another one would you'd think would be to continue the story. Mm-mm. Wow.
It kind of starts to feel like how Resident Evil has started to feel, where you just go in to watch the movie just to watch it.
Just to watch it.
Because the storyline has fluctuated to the point where it's nothing like the first movie was.
It doesn't feel like Resident Evil to me anymore.
If you go in and watch the first movie to the second to the third, you start to wonder.
There's just so much gap between.
Yeah, it's like, so they are zombies or not zombies? What the hell are they? Because they start to. It's.
They're following the video games, and that's what's pissing me off.
They fluctuated from it though, because the last Resident Evil that they introduced characters from the video games without even explaining them in the movie.
Exactly.
You're just like, what the hell's that? Oh, it's something from Resident Evil 4, but they never introduced it into the movie before, so you're just like, oh,
they just expect, these are fans, they'll get it because they play the video games.
It's
not
just
everyone
a
plays
badass
the video
zombie.
games.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is. And then like the spider on the chest of
Jill's,
Jill.
yeah,
they don't explain that either.
yeah.
It was just a last minute credit roll shot, and you're just like, great, there's gonna be another one. Fuck.
See, it's because originally they are zombies. Like if you go back to the very first Resident Evils, yeah, they are. It's just like once the ones that are like in Resident Evil 4, it's just a different strain of the virus. Yeah. They're still technically, they know what they're doing. They can jump, they can run after you, they can climb things, they can attack you with weapons. So they're technically not zombies. They don't qualify as zombies anymore. Yeah. But yeah, it's just they sort of tried to implement that into the movies, where it's just like, okay, so if anyone that doesn't play the games is watching, they're like, okay, so they aren't zombies?
Yeah.
They are? Well, I don't. So I'm
you
just I don't
go
watch
in
them
and
anymore.
watch it for what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a movie.
It's like,
it's not all that great.
It's like going to see Harold and Kumar, and you're expecting and someone's expecting like a Oscar-worthy performance to come out of the movie. No, you just go to watch Harold and Kumar for shits and giggles. You have to do the same thing with Resident Evil now.
It's kind of, I don't know, disappointing, I guess.
It is.
I was expecting it to go better. Like, I was so excited for the most recent Resident Evil movie that came out. I was like bouncing off the walls because I was like, finally, it's like the last one and everything's going to conclude. And
nope.
I got out of the theater. I was pissed. I was like, son of a bitch.
They set you up. They set you up. That's what they do. It's like what they did with Saw. This is the final chapter. Oh wait, here's a 7th.
Saw doesn't even count. I hate Saw. Saw's stupid.
The only time I was excited for the Resident Evil movies was when the first one was coming out. And then I watched it, and I'm like, okay, new character, Alice, whatever, that's fine. And then I liked the implementation of the actual like zombies and the different creatures from the games. So like at the end of the first one, Matt's like being carted away, and he's mutating faster, and he inevitably becomes Nemesis. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That explains where Nemesis came from the game. Awesome. But then after that, it just went haywire, it seems.
It went batshit insane. I don't know. They never explained from the second to the third, like, Alice ended up by herself.
Yeah, like what happened to everybody.
They don't explain how, but then she ends up meeting up with some of them, but not all. And you're just like, what happened to the little girl? The teeny tiny one.
Yeah.
The one who was infected with the virus and has to pump up in her lunchbox. Okay? Like, what happened to her? They don't tell you.
You just assume that she's dead.
Like her dad died. So, in the end of the...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Her father died, so where the hell does she go?
See, this is what I mean. It's just frustrating.
There's so many plot holes in them now. It's just... I don't deal with it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, whatever.
I'm not excited for those. Unless they say they're going to remake... I'm really hoping someone from Capcom just comes out and says, okay, we're tired of these Resident Evil movies. We're just gonna start from scratch and make a whole new one that's gonna have nothing to do with this series at all. We're gonna stick to like the games or something, because that's really what I want to see. I want to see a film adaptation of it, and then if anything, don't even get real actors. Do what they did with Resident Evil Degeneration.
God, that was awesome.
Do that.
That was so good.
Like, I can't stress that enough, to just do the CG route, because then you're not limited to anything. You're not limited to shitty zombies. You're not limited to a zombie in the background that's like scratching his head because the extra didn't know the camera was on him. You know, it's you just accomplish so much that way. CG movies,
true.
please.
One of the better zombie movies I have seen is The Walking Dead.
The series, yeah.
The series, The Walking Dead, that they did a really good job with that, because of how how the zombies looked.
Yeah.
They, hands down, that's one of the better zombie, I guess how they look, and like how just, I can't even.
Depictations or something, whatever. Yeah. I don't know the word. The way they were depicted in the in the series is as real as you could think.
Yeah, it's by far the best.
It's like, I think you said this. It's like the director, whoever it is that wrote the graphic novels, was writing it and had the zombie survival guide with him.
Oh yeah,
you did. You said something along those lines. Enough, not on the podcast. You said that to me in person. Remember, you said it's like you wrote it with the zombie survival guide with him, because they follow a lot of the same rules. Of course, they had to break some for the show, like when they had to cover themselves in the dead organs to get past them. Yeah, that wouldn't work.
That wouldn't work. But I mean, it was how they set it up. It was like the only route that they could go in order to accomplish what they needed to do.
It was either that or just gung-ho through it, but you don't survive that.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen, because the street was like packed full of them.
One zombie is not a problem, but a couple dozen is when you're like you're up shit's creek.
And even though I don't like the fact that they killed the horse, it's true though. That's what would have happened.
They would have
gone
after animals. Yeah,
because they do go after animals.
Yeah. They're not restricted to humans. That's why I didn't like, what was it, that other movie? They had a dog like running from the mall to...
Yes, the new... I say new, but it's not really new. The Dawn of
the Dead, yeah. The remake or the modern remake or something.
Yep.
They had the dog run across the street like, oh, they're not attacking him. They totally would attack him. So they just need an excuse to get it over there.
Well, I don't know. I'm an animal lover, and I'd rather watch people die than animals die.
So
I'm kind of glad that the dog didn't die.
Well, you know what? That's funny, because it's like...
It's inaccurate.
This was a meme that I saw on a particular website that I'm not supposed to speak of. It says, watch movie... It's just depicted in stick figures of watch movie, people die. This is entertaining. Watch movie, they kill the dog. This is an abomination!
That's definitely how I feel.
Yeah, it's like once they kill the dog or the animal in a movie, that's when people start raising hell. But kill a couple dozen human beings and, that's totally fine. We are a strange race.
Yeah.
Although the Doctor does have a very high liking for us, so I guess that's something. Is this world protected? Okay. That was the perfect setup for Matt Smith when he started.
It was.
Even though I still like David Tennant's as the Doctor, I think that was the perfect, I guess, pilot for him to be starting, to sort of give him that. It was that thing that let you know, okay, yeah, that's definitely the Doctor.
Yeah.
So
it was a really good starting point for him. Oh.
At least he kept all the same lines. It's like, but they're leaving. Leaving is good. Never come back better. That's something David Tennant would say.
It is. He did a good job.
But yeah, Chronicle's good. Underworld, not seeing.
Yeah.
What else did we have on a movie? The Divide is not out yet.
No, I'm afraid to go see it because it looks. I don't know if I could handle it in theaters very well. I'm not.
There's some graphic scenes in the trailer that you really couldn't. You cringed at it.
I can't handle some like physical fingernails. Okay, I have a big problem with fingernails being pulled off in any way or teeth being pulled out.
Yeah, I heard you screeched or squealed in Chronicle for that one scene.
Out the teeth.
Yeah, I distinctly heard you. Like, I know I heard Tiffany, but I distinctly heard you.
It really makes my skin crawl when fingernails... okay, District 9, if anyone's ever seen that.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I almost, like, got up and walked out for a moment until he was done, like...
Yeah, that was...
killing himself, basically. He like, cut off his... fingernails and
he was basically he turned into one, didn't he?
Yeah, I was like gagging like the entire time. I was like, oh my god, and I was like covering my ears and like my eyes, and I was like, this is gross. I can't handle it when they do that. It really, really bothers me.
And that's why they do that, because they know people cringe. That's what that scare. It's part of that scare factor, the gore factor they had.
It's like a psychological pain response. You're not in pain, but you can feel it.
Yeah,
it's kind of like people how they don't watch when needles go into people's skins.
Yeah, because you feel. Yeah, you're like. Oh.
Or in the movie Constantine, when he cuts his wrists to die, I always look away because it really bothers me. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, there were a lot of disturbing scenes in that. But if anything, you have eye candy in it. That Milo Ventimiglia guy's in that movie.
Oh yeah, I do like him. He is very good looking.
Yeah, I just got Tiffany into Heroes, but I only told her we're watching the first season, maybe the second season, but we're not going any farther than that.
Sorry, you're just gonna have to have a giant cliffhanger there.
Yeah, like we're not getting. Well, actually, the season 2 ending wasn't that bad. The cliffhanger. It's not enough. It wasn't enough to make me go, oh, I have to see the third season. It was just like, oh, the third season might be good. That's literally how I felt when I watched the finale for the second season. I was like, that's a good finale. We'll see what the third season is. I wasn't overly excited. The end of the first season, I was pumped for the second one. So yeah, the first 2 seasons are the only ones I'm going to ever be a fan of. After that, it just went downhill.
I haven't watched them, to be honest. I never really got into it. I was just like,
They should have done it the way Chronicle did it, as far as how they gain their powers, how they documented it. Mm-hmm. But considering it was a series, I can understand why that wouldn't be very feasible. But it's pretty much the same concept. You know, people getting powers and trying to understand why and how it works, and then trying to develop it. And then, of course, there's one that
has to be the badass.
That has to be the badass. Actually, the bad guy in Heroes, he's much more menacing because of the fact that when he was contacted, because there's a guy in Heroes that's trying to find this special genome that's in human DNA that's causing these mutations, giving people abilities. He contacted the bad guy, and all he was he's a watch repair person, but he's very Siler is his name. Well, that's his alias when he was a bad guy. He could figure out what's wrong with your clock or your watch just by listening to it. Like when they first meet, he listens to his watch. He says, "Your watch is broken." He's like, "No, it's not. I guess it is." And he puts it to his ear, and he's like, "It's like 1/10 of a second off or something. I can fix that." And he takes it apart and fixes it in a tiny little thing, and he fixes it. He understands how things work. But that's pretty much the extent of it. He thought he was gonna, when they did tests and everything, they thought he was gonna have the ability to levitate things or telekinesis, something bigger. Apparently his only power was just to know how things work and how to fix them. So then he gets pissed off because he's thinking, oh, that's all I can do, you know. He's expecting to have more. So then when he leaves, he takes the information of someone else that supposedly has a power and contacts them and has him meet with him. And this person has telekinesis, like full-on telekinesis. He had him like move something across the table. And he's asking Siler, like, how do I get rid of it? I don't want it. I want to be normal. And Siler's like, why would you want to be normal? Then he gets pissed, kills him. And somehow, they never explained it, but apparently it's also in his abilities. He absorbs his power. And then he goes back to the guy saying that he can levitate things, and he believes him. So then Siler's goal is to find all these other people in his list that has powers and try to absorb them. So that's basically how he becomes the bad guy. by he's trying to just become this superhuman.
Yeah.
So it's exactly like Andrew, except instead of just trying to kill everybody, he just wants to be stronger. But it's still the same, apex predator thing.
I think that's silly.
It is.
No, the series I was really enjoying before I finished it was Sherlock.
We
talked about it before.
Yeah, I saw the pilot on Netflix, and it's good. I like it.
I like it.
I'm gonna watch that a little bit more. I'm gonna finish Heroes with Tiffany first, then we're gonna move on to that. I am not getting into Lost. I'm sorry, any Lost fans, but I'm not getting into that.
No. I'm not spending 9 seasons being confused.
I don't want to spend 9 seasons on a fucking island.
Oh gosh.
Even though I understand the references, because the fucking hatch and the code, those string of numbers on the hatch, is probably the most overused Easter egg in video games. They have a hatch with those same numbers in Call of Duty. They have it in WoW. They have it in... God, there's so many games that have that as a Easter egg. Even, what's that zombie game that just came out? Dead Island. Mm-hmm. There's a Easter egg where you get to this certain building. I forget which one it was. If you know it, you can leave it in the comments. But you go to the roof, and as you're heading to the roof, you're hearing a radio, like someone talking on the radio saying that their plane is crashing. It's the exact same one from the show. And it's right when you get to the roof, they have a time that you see the plane just coming overhead, and you see it crash in the distance. There's so many freaking Easter eggs for Lost, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to get into it. It might be popular.
It takes too long.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience. I'm sorry.
And usually this might sound stupid, but sometimes if it's a series that I don't know a lot of backstory to, if it's just, oh, you should watch this, okay. If the people that are on it look appealing to me, I'll watch. Even if I don't know what's going on, I'll watch. None of the people in Lost look appealing to me. None of them whatsoever. Like, I've seen clips, I've seen pictures of all the cast and everything. There's not one there that I look and I'm like, I would be attached to this character if I were to watch him. None of them do it for me. Sorry.
I haven't even thought about watching Lost. It didn't even occur to me to try. I'm just like, I don't care.
It never does to me, but it's just I have people like, hey, have you seen Lost? I'm like,
fuck no.
Fuck no. Why?
Why would I watch that?
It's like, there's so many other things I could do in that hour of watching that episode, or so many other things I could do for watching the entire 9 seasons. I don't want to waste my life.
I can watch 9 seasons of a different show.
Exactly.
Not that I'm opposed to watching 9 seasons, because I'm pretty sure I have watched some series that have 9 seasons in them.
Yeah. I've watched all of Family Guy, and that's well over 9. I think they're on their 10th season now.
I've watched all of How I Met Your Mother, and that's 6. Almost 7.
That's a good series,
I even found some for season 7, and I watched those. 5 seasons of The Big Bang Theory.
Are they working on the 6th already?
No, they're working on the 5th. I have
still on the 5th.
I go to a website that has they upload them as they come out. So
Gotcha.
I just watch it that way.
Nice.
So
yeah.
Even though I don't have cable, I can still watch it via the internet. Oh, The River.
Haven't heard of that one.
It's a TV show that came on ABC like yesterday, and it was a commercial we saw in the theater when we saw Chronicle.
Oh.
I want to see that.
What was it about?
I have no idea what it's about. It's like these people who are in this jungle-like area on the river.
Okay, no, yeah, I remember that trailer.
There's these things.
Yeah, there's things coming after them. It's a sci-fi.
They don't say what they are, but they're these things, and I want to know what those things are.
It kind of looked also, because it had like handy cam moments in it too, and that's what kind of intrigued me when I saw it. So
I will probably go online and look for it and try to watch it because I'm curious. And it was 2 hours, so I figure 2 hours is, it's like watching a movie, so I can figure out if I want to keep tabs on it or not.
Yeah. Oh, the Cabin in the Woods that you just had me look up.
Yes.
That looks very, very intriguing.
It's because I like Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon.
A lot.
Whedon! But yeah, it at first I was thinking it's gonna be, oh god, it's another campy, oh, we're gonna go here and party and people are gonna kill us sort of thing. And then a hawk gets like killed in this invisible,
disintegrated in this force field.
Yeah.
It was just like, wait, what?
And then all of a sudden there's like screens and a control room and guys with guns. I'm just
Yeah.
like, whoa, I was not expecting
Yeah.
this. So, yeah, that looks like something I'd really like to go and see.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait for some of the more of the like trailers to pop up.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I will want to go see it in theaters or not. I'm a really big pansy when it comes to movies sometimes. If there's something in it that looks relatively scary,
You don't want to see it in
I
theater?
will not watch it in theaters. Only because when I'm watching it at home, I can fast forward through that part.
Yeah. Well, didn't you see Insidious in theaters?
Yes, and I regret it. You still have to watch it, dude.
Oh, God, I was hoping you forgot.
You don't understand the fear that I have because of that movie now.
I was hoping you forgot.
You don't...
that
oh,
I had
God,
to watch that.
You don't understand how scary that movie is.
If
Dude,
we do...
It makes me afraid to go to sleep and dream.
Okay, well, one of these nights... I'll still do it. I'll film myself watching it, and I'll put the highlights up.
I refuse to try to have lucid dreams.
Not if you have night terrors or...
because of that movie now.
Really?
Like, I wouldn't do it anyway because I've always had, like, a psychological fear of sleeping. But because of that movie, they have this thing where you can be, like, some type of, like, sleepwalker. But it's not a sleepwalker. It's like a dream walker. Mm-hmm. And the spirits that have not crossed over yet can sense when you're not inside your body. So they will come into your body and you're now trapped in their dream world.
Oh, yeah. You told me about that
So then it's
before.
like you're possessed. Mm-hmm. But the person can't...
They can't fight
like
back. They can.
Well, you're fighting subconsciously with you, so they can't... They're not completely possessed you yet, so you're still asleep. So it's like you're in a coma. But you're in there with all of them.
Good God.
And it's so scary, and the thing can walk on the ceiling, and God, damn. I'm not going to be able to go to sleep tonight, son of a bitch.
Sorry.
I hate you. No more mentioning it. You have to watch it, and you have to be scared, too.
Okay, I will. Well, I'll do it this week, then. And I'll record myself, and I'll put highlights on
Someone come stay the night with me.
You want us to come over?
No.
Where are we at? Oh, wow, we're up past an hour. This is cool.
Oh, that's good.
We did Boo Update.
Yes, we did Boob Update.
Then we did your questions, this or that, which was very good. Thank you for all your this or that.
That was entertaining.
And we did a review for look at Ember. Oh, you missed it. She literally did this. With her head.
Yeah.
Anyways.
She just didn't want me to watch it.
Then we reviewed Chronicle.
Yeah. And it's almost 5:00.
This is awesome.
Yeah. And then we can go to a comic book store and go to see if I can find some. I'm trying to read the Serenity
graphic
novels because I already watched the series and I watched the movie, and these are supposed to fill in the gaps.
How many graphic novels are there?
I think there's like 6. I'm not
6?
entirely sure. I know that there's more than 4, but I can't tell. My stomach's growling. I can't tell if
I think it picked up.
I might have. I can't tell if some of them are like rewrites or not. So I think there's like between 4 and 6.
Oh, okay.
Which is not that bad. I mean, I found 2 and 3, but I couldn't find the first one, and I would really like to start with the first one. It's a pet peeve of mine. I like to read things in order.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, who would want to?
Well, some people can, because apparently they're not dependent on each other. Like, you can read them out of order.
Oh, they're independent stories.
Yeah, like, you can read them out of order. It just kind of bugs me. It follows the life of each different character, and it fills in plot holes that they had.
Well, then that makes sense then. Okay, because I was wondering, it's like, well, if they fill in, how is it? But if it's like just following individual characters, then that makes sense.
There's an entire book on just the preacher, and there's an entire book on Nora, who's the companion, the registered companion.
Yeah.
The whore. But I don't know.
The one someone said with reminds.
Yes, one of my friends said that. I didn't know. That's never mind. But if I can't find the first one, I guess I'll buy like the other ones. But I kind of would like to read them in order. Just saying.
No,
and they're really hard to find because the graphic novel section in bookstores is fucked up.
Yeah, they always are. Because everyone goes there and they never put anything back.
And the spines are always really small, and the writing on them is tiny. So you're like squinting and like perched, like on your knees, trying to find books.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I think it's
Comic book stores are worse though.
An inexperienced comic book store. Like if it's a comic book store if it's a comic book store that someone's just like, oh hey, comics are popular, let's have a comic book store. Yeah, those are shit. But if you have an owner that is really into comics,
they have to have like shelves upon shelves.
They are more OCD about that shit than any customer that goes in there.
It's not even regular bookshelves either. They have to be front facing shelves so you can stick the comics, because otherwise you won't be able to tell what they are because there's no spine.
There's no spine on them, exactly.
It's ridiculous. So
you have to have they have to be in sleeves. They have to have cardboard in them if they're really popular. There's just so much that goes into it. But like TBS, which is basically like a mom and pop comic book store, they know their shit, because you go in there and I've never seen anything like out of place.
Yeah,
they have everything properly like sectioned off and marked, and where each comic is, and they know what they're doing there. That's why I like TBS. So if you guys are listening, sponsor. But I think is there anything else that we wanted to add this week?
I don't think so.
This freaking fly is bothering the shit out of me. And he's in front of you, which is...
I know.
Did I scare him away?
I don't know.
Kitty, attack!
Attack cat!
Of course, when we want her to attack, she's asleep. So that's pretty much it for this week.
Yeah, we're more excited about going to comic book stores.
I'm going to take a picture of that before we go. I have a weird cat, but I love her.
And I have so many models to put together when I go home. I'm excited.
Oh, I completely forgot that we did that.
Yeah, I know. We went shopping.
She's like, shut up. I'm trying to sleep. Shut up. But okay, I guess we'll call it, we'll go ahead and call this one as a wrap. Again, if you have any comments, leave comments down below. If you have any questions for this or that for this week, or if you have this or that questions, leave them down below. A like, a share,
emails?
A favorite. Oh, don't forget your emails, please. Those are always awesome. And don't forget to leave us some feedback, guys. We can't get any better unless you tell us how we can make it more entertaining for you. So other than that, that's pretty much it. This is Ray signing out, and
Liz.
Peace.
Bye bye.